I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Tuesday, September the 11th. And remember 9/11, guys. I know a lot of people are trying to get us to forget about it, but you remember where you were at and what you were doing when that happened and the way you felt, and I do too. And keep that memory going. It kind of keeps you looking at things in the right perspective. Over the weekend, I was able to go to the West Texas A&M University's Ag Day. They had a big fundraiser. I got to help sell at the auction there, and they have got a state-of-the-art facility. Their new Ag Sciences complex, a $48 million facility, and they just did the ribbon cutting the day before. We had the big auction on Saturday. It brought people in from all over the country that had went to school there and went to ag school and was alumni of West Texas A&M like I am. I got a bachelor's in ag eco there, and I got a master's in agriculture sciences. But there was a lot of people there. You know, Red Stegall was there. I didn't know he was an alumni, but he talked about the days when he used to go there. I think he said there was 3 ag teachers there when he was there. But you know, you wonder why I might speak about that. Well, it's right in the middle of the Texas Panhandle cattle feeding area. Paul Engler, who you know, started Cactus and brought it to big fame, he donated $80 million to West Texas A&M University for this Ag Sciences complex. It's a $48 million facility. Now we got a lot of operating capital there too. Cavanagh Packing Company of Hereford, Texas, donated a huge sum of money for a state-of-the-art meat lab there. And I just tell you, it's a cool thing to see. That facility has got everything you'd ever want there. It's got places to exhibit livestock. It's got a place for horses. It's got that meat lab with the abattoir and everything there. It's got just all kinds of room for all kinds of learning, and pretty cool deal there to be state-of-the-art right there in Canyon, Texas at West Texas, and a cool place to go to school, and I'm proud to be from there. But let's look at the board for Monday. October live cattle futures up 20 cents, ending the day at $110.15. December was unchanged at $114.42. October feeder cattle down 27 cents, ending at $152.67. and September down 45 cents at $152.52. Weighted average on last week's fat cattle trade on 110,700 head. A nice movement. That's about what they need to purchase negotiated every week to keep things going along like they did. You know, they got a little short bought the week before there at 66,600 head the prior week, and got them behind the gun there. But over 100,000 there, like this 110,000 this week. That keeps things cleaned up, keeps us running through the system, and that's a healthy market there. But your market ended up steady to mostly $1 higher at 108 live was the bulk of the trade there. Your dress sales, we thought that everything was at 170, but with this weighted average that come out, we saw that your range was from 169 to 173, and there was enough 173 to push the weighted average price up a little bit. So that's a little bit of a positive that we didn't really know what happened on Friday after we saw the weighted averages come out. But your live steer weighted averages ended up at 107.67. That was 49 cents higher than the previous week's weighted average. And your weighted average on dressed steers ended up being $170.25. So yeah, there was quite a bit more 173 than we thought. That was up 66 cents compared to the previous week's weighted average. On a nationwide basis, negotiated cash trade 127,700 head, and about 15% of those was for the 15 to 30 day delivery. But look at some of your feeder cattle markets. They had a big Western video on Monday held at Haythorne Ranch at Ogallala, Nebraska, and that's always a good sale there. Had over 22,000 head consigned. I'll give you a couple of highlights off of there. Gilliland Livestock from Dixon, California. which is not far from Sacramento, California. I don't give you guys out west much love, and I wanted to talk about these cattle here. These cattle hit all the programs. They were NHTC certified all natural. 140 head of these steers weighed 665 for current delivery at 184.50. Now you wonder, man, that's got to be quite a premium. Yes, they had some similar cattle from the same consignor that were actually at a base weight just a pinch lower at 650 pounds, and they brought 160 and a half. So that's about a $25 bonus way out west for those all natural cattle and non-hormone treated cattle. So that's quite a deal. Now I'm going to give you some straight up cattle back closer into the 5 area feeding region. 3 Bar Cattle Company close to Valentine, Nebraska, had for late September delivery 450 head of these steers to weigh 800 pounds. No programs on them. Just some calf food shots, but no programs other than that. But 800 pounders at 160.50. So that's a pretty good deal there on some cattle that are not program cattle. You know, you guys be the judge whether all that stuff pays off in the end. But still, just some straight up cattle, some hard green cattle having nothing but grass and mineral. With a fair way up, some good genetics and the right kind, they'll still bring a lot of money. But let's look at what happened on Monday. Your real-time index on Beef Market Central late in the day on Monday at 149.46. That was down $1.80 compared to the end of last week, with some of those big sales up there in the northern plains really jacking the price up a little bit late in the week. But you look on Monday, Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma National Stockyards, 7,600 head there. They called the feeders there, and this is a 2-week trend. Remember, they didn't have a sale the previous week or last week because of Labor Day, but feeders were steady to $3 higher. Steer calves $1 to $2 higher. Heifer calves steady in a light test there, but you know, we kind of saw that trend last week, and so with that being about the same trend as what we saw last week, that market should really be about steady. Joplin Regional Stockyard, 6,000 head there. No sale last week there. Feeder steers there were steady. Feeder heifers steady to $3 higher, and calves steady to $5 lower. A couple of individual quotes and some on-site live sales. F&T Livestock in Palmyra, Missouri, had 55 head of 769-pound steers on Monday at 152. And way up in Faith, South Dakota, they sold 66 head of steers weighing 869 and $150 and a quarter. And that's your feeder flash for Tuesday.